Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance and this channel. And just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account. You'll get 1 or 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock with that one. Also, just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. All right, so let's get into the market today. Today is Monday, August 9th, 2021. You can see here the S&P 500 is a little flat today so far. It's down 0.07%. The Dow is also down 0.18%, and the NASDAQ is leading the day up 0.17%. So a slow start to the week here. Hopefully everything starts picking back up. You know, we do have concerns with the Delta variant for COVID. So hopefully that goes away in the next couple of days here and the week turns out green for everyone. All right, so let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. Today I wanted to go over Google. It's also called Alphabet. The ticker symbol is GOOGL. These are the Class A shares. There's not really much of a difference in price on the Class C and the Class A, but I'm going to be covering the Class A shares chart today. So let's get into Google today. Today they're trading up $5.23, which is the equivalent of about 0.19%. And I forgot to mention they're trading currently at $2,720 per share at the time of this recording. In the past week, this stock is up 0.6% in the past week, which is the equivalent of about $16.34. In the past month, it is up over 8%. In the past 3 months, we've seen this stock go up 16.83%. So very good last couple months for Alphabet. They just came out with earnings and they blew out the quarter. So that's why we're seeing such a huge run up in this stock lately. In the past year, it's up over 82%, almost 82.5% in the past year. So that's a huge return for a stock that is this big. This is one of the FANG stocks. So to get a huge return like that, that is phenomenal on your money right there. So look at this stock, or look at this chart right here. You could see we hit a 52-week high of $2,764.94. We just hit that a couple weeks ago on July 28th, 2021. And that was right after they just released their earnings this past quarter. And like I said, they blew them out of the water. So that's why we saw that 52-week high. You know, this stock has almost gone straight up since, the lows of COVID here. You could see back in March of last year, this thing was trading at $1,008. So around $1,000. And this thing has almost tripled since then. You could see, coming from 1,000 almost up to 3,000. So you're almost getting 3 times your money if you would have bought in at the lows of COVID. But, that would have been really hard to do with this pandemic and everything. But if you did, I want to give props to you. All right, so let's take a look at the chart here. You could see I have my top resistance point here around 2,700 and let's see, let me zoom in here so I could find it. Right around $2,724. That's where we need to close above to move on to new highs, and we're right there. We're only $6 away from there. And, we've gotten above there intraday before, but we haven't been able to close a day out above there. So I'd like to see this thing get above that line there, close the day out above there and hold to move on to new highs. So that'll be our resistance moving forward. You could see our support here, our next support level if we were to get into a downtrend here, is around $2,464, around 2,465, we'll call it there. You could see a little bit of consolidation along that line there. It was acting as a resistance point here. You could see as the candles started to consolidate right along that line, and it was finally able to push above there and move on to new highs here. So that was a former resistance point. Now it will act as support, as you could see a nice bounce off there, and that was on let's see here, July 19th. So that'll be our support if we were to fall from this level. If we were to break that level moving down, which is unlikely, we do have support around $2,200 here. You could see that we did have a nice little bounce off of there, and that was only a few months ago on May 12th here. That was during the correction that we just experienced in the NASDAQ, and that was, it looked like, where this one bottomed out at during that. And you could see, while this correction was happening, not much really happened to this stock as it consolidated and then moved up during that correction. So a lot of the growth stocks in the NASDAQ got hit by that correction, but not the big cap tech stocks like this one and Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. They didn't get hit as hard, so you could see just consolidation, and then it started to move up once that correction was over there. All right, so it looks like we did have a support around $2,000, and you could see we broke through $2,000 this was 2 quarters ago during that earnings report, right at the end of, or the beginning of 2021. So that would have been Q4 of 2020. That broke us through that $2,000 resistance point there. And so that will act as strong support, it looks like, moving forward, because you could see there was a lot of consolidation around that area and before it moved up. So if we do drop down for some reason, if there is another correction, say in the S&P and the FANG stocks get hit, it looks like we'll have very strong support around that $2,000 mark. So just keep an eye on that if we ever do get back down to those levels. And I do have some other support areas down here. These were past supports. I don't think we need to really go over those because I don't see it falling below that $2,000 support. So, just remember that 2,000 and 2,200 you have support, and 2,465 is where I have my support drawn. Taking a look at my chart here, you could see I have a parallel channel drawn here, and it has been trading inside this parallel channel since around September of last year. You could see when it got into this parallel channel, it's been trading up and down, bouncing off my top support and top resistance and my bottom support since then. So you could see we do have 1, 2, 3, and almost a 4th touch off that top resistance. And on the bottom support, we have 1, 2, 3, and around, almost 4, basically 4 touches off that bottom support. So that is a very strong channel it's been trading in. And right now, we are almost at the top of that channel. You could see we pretty much topped out right after earnings when we hit that 52-week high, and it's moving sideways a little bit since then. So until we break through this resistance here at the top, we might have a little trouble getting back to that top resistance of our channel. So maybe expect it to test this bottom support again in the next coming weeks if we do not break this resistance here. So just keep an eye on that. Also, zooming in here, you could see we are above our 200-day moving average down here in the yellow. I have a 50-day moving average here, which pretty much follows my bottom channel trend line here. My support for this trend channel basically follows my 50-day moving average here in the dark blue on our daily chart. All right. So if you don't want to use the trend channel, you could always just use your 50-day moving average as your bottom support. But again, it doesn't always get down to that 50-day moving average. So that's why I like to draw those trend lines in. I also have a 30-day moving average here in the green. We are above that 21-day moving average here in the light blue. That is also acting as support here in these past couple months, going back to around May, the middle of May there. You could see that we are bouncing off of that 21-day moving average, and that is supporting us moving higher. I also have my 8-day moving average here in the white, and that is pushing us higher also. So pretty good looking daily chart. We're above all moving averages. Everything's looking good to trend higher. We just need to break through that support up there and we should be fine. Let's switch over to our weekly chart, see what's going on this one. Let me fix my chart here, and you could see the channel more clearly here as there's less candles to look at. So you can see how it's been, bouncing from the top to the bottom of my channel as it moves up. And we are also above all moving averages on our weekly chart. 8-day moving average here in the white looks like it's been supporting us for a while here, going back to around October of last year. So that looks good. We'll switch over to our 4-hour chart, see what we could find on that one. And let's just take a look at where we're at right now. And it pretty much looks like our daily chart here. Not much change here, and we are above all the moving averages on our 4-hour chart. So everything's looking good. Like I said, if we don't get above this resistance and we do get rejected off of this, I think it will go back down to this channel here, bottom support, retest that, and then make a bounce higher and finally break through there. Okay. But if not, if we do for some reason, start to have a correction or something happens in the market here, just keep an eye on those supports. Like I said, like around 2465, 2200, and 2000 is where our supports are. If we do get a correction, those will be the key areas for this stock. Looks like our 200-day moving average is sitting around 2375. So that will also be a support if we do get a correction. But again, I'm not expecting one anytime soon. That's just worst case scenario. Everything's looking good here. Like I said, we're just going to need to see this get above this support or this resistance here and move on to new highs. Until then, I think it trades sideways, maybe retest this bottom and then makes a bounce higher. So that's about it for Alphabet here. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.